Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and today we'll continue our adventures through the Great River. We are still adventuring through Stangard. We just met back the Rohirrim at their new camp. Now we need to defeat the threats around it. So I think it's safe to say if this Orc Scout is one of those threats. But is there any other threat? Or are we talking about just Orc Scouts all around them? I don't know, maybe. Seems likely. Orc Scout. Another Orc Scout in here, but I cannot interact with him just yet, at least. There is another Orc Scout. Another one in here. Oh, okay, there are plenty of them. Okay, awesome. Stop the scout's leader from sounding the alert. Okay, so I think that should be the Orc Scout we saw earlier. Let us go and check. Yeah, that's him. Gotta stop that guy. Trying to stop us from spreading the word of your little camp, are you? Cursed man, the orcs will feast upon the flesh of man tonight. The scout has escaped. This does not bode well for the Rohirrim. So it seems he threw some dirt to our eyes. Maybe that's how he got away. Okay. In any case, these are bad news for the Rohirrim.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Orc scouts surrounded us. That is dire news, and more dire that one escaped, and our leader is hopelessly bewitched. What are we to do?
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Awesome! Completed quests of Stangard. So let us see what we got here. Now they did complete it. Golden tokens of the Anduin, the title, reputation, points, virtue XP. Lots of good stuff. You have done a great deal to assist the elves and Rohirrim in Stangard. Yeah. Quests of the Great River. Making our way to that, towards that. LOTRO points granted. Wynmar does not even stir. We must prepare now, with or without his say. He will stir enough when orc swords run him through. There is much to do, barricades to reinforce, and swords and spears to sharpen. We will be lucky to survive the night, even if we can manage to prepare. Okay, so. Sharpen swords, sharpen spears. Reinforce the barricades. Okay. Okay, I love that sound it makes when you're working on the sword. The animation is not able to play in full, but I love it. I don't know why. It doesn't seem the model of the barricades changed in the slightest. It would be cool if it did, but it does not, it seems.
What brings you to these lands?
Thank you, Beriathan. With you here I have hope, even with Wynmar in his bewitched state. And now we wait.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
I sense that this attack will come soon now, Beriathan. Are you ready to stand with us and fight? It will be an honor to draw my sword with you. We must rouse Wynmar at once from his daze. Are you ready to begin the defense? I do not think we can make it without your aid, with Wynmar in the state.
Wynmar and his men brace for an orc attack that threatens to be more dire than the earlier encounter upon the hill. A mere taste of what is to come.
Alright. They are coming any moment, Beriathan. I can sense it. We must wake Wynmar from this foolish stupor, or he will surely die in this battle. Wynmar! Wynmar! What is it, Rotul? For the last time, you great oaf! Orcs are coming for us! You must forget the elf girl. Stand and fight! I suppose it is time to let her go. I must, but this all just seems so wrong now. Why did this happen, Beriathan? Have you ever felt this backward sense that your life was fine until you met someone you could not have, then nothing would ever be as it should again? Yes, I suppose I must, Rotul. I fear that I will meet my death, by orc or by this hole in my heart. I will shake off such sovereign thoughts for now. Beriathan will help us get through this night, eh, Rotul? What was that sound? The orcs are here. Oh, come on. Stop it with the lag. Oh my god. That one got past my guard. And here they come, more of them. I love the range of Ring of Victory. Seriously, how are they doing that? Up to Rotul? Okay. Do you think that was all of them, Beriathan? I am wary, but I could stand another attack. I wonder who leads this rabble. I think I am alright. What of Wynmar? He looks tired to my eyes. Wynmar, look! The orc shall be a bench for this slaughter. Die! Noriel has slain the attacker, but Wynmar lies wounded. Noriel, you came to help us. You fool, do not stir! You are poisoned! And yet, I am happy. Is it not strange? This is all my fault. He is poisoned, Beriathan. I was coming to make amends for my coldness from our earlier meeting. If only I had been one moment sooner. There is nothing I can do. It will not be long now. Poor Wynmar. Let us say our goodbyes, dear friend.
Our mission is dire.
Wynmar will be missed. The elves bore his body away, and the woman Noriel stayed with him to the last. When they carried him off to his burial site, well, I do not know how to describe it. Here. I think I like the light armor once. Looks kinda nice. What happens if we make it ranger green like the rest of the outfit? No, it doesn't fit, but I like it.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us?
Alas for Wynmar. The elves bore his body away after the fight and made him a grave between here and Stangard, his true home. He will rest in both lands, land of his home and land of his heart. If you wish to pay your respects, you can find him a short distance south of here. Your help will not be forgotten, nor will we forget our good leader on this fruitless expedition. Go well, Beriathan. Well, it's not far, so let us go there. Let us pay our respects for Wynmar. We need to find Foul-maw's den. Where is that one? I hope the epic will take us there so that we can complete the Explorer deed in Thinglet 2. Otherwise, I don't know where to look. The grave lies upon this hill, but here is Noriel as well.
What do you need?
Beriathan, I have lived many years, but in all my years I have failed to acquire wisdom. I thought it would be best to push this foolish mortal away, but in truth, I felt it too. Their lives are but a heartbeat of my own. Even if they survive all the battles in the world, I wasted that heartbeat. How keenly I feel it. Oh, I was missing the induction. Okay, let us give it another go. Oh my god, this is a long moment of silence. You have paid your respects to Wynmar. Yeah, sorry for being a little disrespectful earlier, but Wynmar deserves even more than this.
Megavonen.
I should have been more welcoming to this man and not so cold to this one in particular. Hopefully I will not be so unyielding in the future. The Rohirrim will never welcome the elves of Lorien, but I would like to help them from afar nonetheless. Will you go to them, Beriathan, and see what need drove the folk so near the place they feared? I wish to find ways to help these folk whilst they linger at our borders. They are perhaps not so bad as we once thought.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
I cannot help Wynmar now, but I wish to send help to his people. Please, go to Stangard and do all that you can for them, my friend. The elves will hold this border for them and ensure that they receive gifts from the forest when they find themselves hungry or ill-equipped. As for me, I will remain here and contemplate this unlooked-for loss. Perhaps in the future I would not act as I did to someone like Wynmar on principle only, and instead listen to my heart before precious time is wasted. I don't know about you, but I really I love this questline. The first time I played it, it hit home really hard. Especially this farewell from Noriel. And the regret that she shows upon it. I think the devs did a great job. It was maybe a little bit short, but it hit all the right notes in my opinion.
This is not the first friend we have lost, but that makes it no easier.
I will tell her family that she has fallen in service to the Goldenwood. Imlat shakes her head sadly. The orcs that killed her are surely still somewhere in Thinglet. If you wish to help us while you seek sign of your friends, slay any orcs you find in this land. Okay, I should have advanced this quest before going to the new Rohirrim camp. That would have made things a little bit easier. but I think now we can go back to your camp around here. Yeah, dispatch a few of these orcs. Guy here, for example. Guy here. Awesome. Heavy banded cover, even better. That's great. Another heavy banded cover. Oh my god. You are spoiling me. Thank you so much. Back to Halderith. And Thimlot. What else do we have here that might be useful? Atlas Essence, Gondorian Scroll, Weather Text. That's it for the moment. This wasn't so long. Oh, here is Nona.
What did you find?
Did you find anything of interest in this place? Well, no, not yet.
I thank you for the help.
The orcs must pay for the heartache they have caused us, though the debt be larger than the worth of their own lives. I sought to engage this woman you travel with in conversation, but she is slow to trust and slower to friend. I will not ask you to divulge any of your shared mysteries to me, but it is a curious thing. He wears a sword of the Rohirrim horse lords. Her folk have long been in enmity with that people, have they not? If she slew the sword's owner, you may find your path through this land made more difficult. The men of Rohan are not quick to forgive. She wished to speak with you when you returned.
I am worried. My people have never gotten along with the horse lords.
This elf has given me something to think about, Beriathan. I am worried. My people have never gotten along with the horse lords, and it seems they have a large outpost just to the south. We will need to go that way if we are to learn the reason behind your dream.
I will travel with you to this village, if I must.
The outpost of the horse lords is south of here in Errolsmith, and is called Stangard. I will travel with you to this village if I must, but heed my warning. They will bear no love for me, nor I for them. I will stay my hand and my tongue for your sake, but I will suffer no insult from the Forgoyle. Let us learn what we may from their outpost, and then leave quickly. Okay, so we need to go to Stangard now, but we still need to discover one last location in here. Let me double check that really quick. Okay, so it seems Foul-maw's den. It has some quest, a link to it, but from what I can tell, no quest would take you there. You need to discover that location on your own. An Old Heart. Okay, I know where Old Heart is. I thought, yeah, someone was gonna ask us to defeat that guy, but it seems I was wrong. So I'm gonna do that before leaving the Great River. I'm gonna look for Old Mouse Den. So I think right now we can take a ride on horse. So this is something that I mentioned on the last episode. I have not told you the full details yet, but as you see here, I'm still riding Tumlos. I of course brought him from the Gap of Rohan because making this ride on foot would take a long time. And you might remember, well, Limbot. I left Limbot at Rivendell, the Rivendell stables, but there's more to it, and well, I will let you know what that it is when we advance further in the story. We're not there yet. Now, Foul-maw's Den, I think, is this one over here. Well, somewhere around here. I think it's this one. So we have discovered Foul-maw's Den. Fidelity is level 21. Let us see what else we got. We got the title, the reputation, LOTRO points. We have explored the forest of Thinglath. But the metadit for Explorer of the Great River, it seems that is a hidden did. So we'll need to complete our exploration of the Great River before getting that one. Okay, so there you have it. Foul-maw's Hide. We're gonna check this out. Foul-maw viciously attacked you during your adventures in Thinglath, and now you bear his great hide as a trophy of your battle. That is one of them, but we also need to find Old Heart. I remember where that guy is, thankfully, so we're not gonna miss him. No, I'm not sure how to feel about it, because there are two quests that are entirely optional in Thinglath and one location for the Explorer did. That is a little bit more reminiscent of the earlier development philosophy of the LOTRO team, where not every single quest would take you to the locations you needed to discover. And well, if you do not find Foul-maw's Den on your own, I mean, you still see that check mark on your git log, so that would motivate you, I guess, to finish exploring Thinglath until you find it. And well, we are not hard pressed for time, but I'd much rather not spend a lot of time just looking for one location in here. So let me see, Old Heart was somewhere around the Rohirrim scout camp. There was a statue of Noriel, I think it was, right next to the Rohirrim scout camp here. Let's see if we can find it. Ah, okay. Here it is. And here is Old Heart and a bandit coffer. Yeah, enormous antler. Let us grab the bandit coffer here. And the antler in here. Old Heart, a vicious and ancient-looking buck of Thingland, attacked you quite violently. You took his antlers as a trophy after winning this clash of horn and sword. No, it's a shame they don't give reputation, but they give you gold tokens of the Anduin, which are really useful as well. Especially when running this content, when this content was the current endgame, those gold tokens were really useful. Ah, Beriathan! I thought you looked somewhat shaken as you approached. Anyone would be after being attacked by that great old bear. Foul-maw has fought and won many battles, and many creatures have lost their lives to his cruel temper, but I see he was wrong to pick a fight with you.
What business have you with the lord and lady?
Poor Old Heart met his match at last. Old Heart was once a beautiful creature, but he grew cruel and hard with time, hearing the whispers of evil in the earth, and not the gentle goodness of Lothian. All creatures must die, and it was his time, but I will endeavor to remember him as the majestic beauty he once was. Alright, before we leave though, where is the Forge Master in here? Is there a Forge Master? There should be a Forge Master, right? I need to reforge, but it seems there is not. This is weird. Because ever since Mirkwood, I believe it was Mirkwood or Dunland, you were able to find a Forge Masters at every major location in all regions. It's kind of weird not having one in Halderith. Anyway, let us go right to Stangard now. So, Dunland, the Great River has 7 areas. We have just finished the first one. This is great. We're making good progress in here. Great River is not the longest region there is, the longest zone, but it's a lot of fun. Now we need to hit Nona with Stangard. We're almost there, but we can get the master in here, which is also really useful.
What brings you to these lands?
What have we here? A man calling at our gates during these strange times. Immediate quests of the Earlsmith? That is 20 of them.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
A traveler in these parts? Very strange, but you do not look evil. Where do you hail from? What news of the lands to the west? In Rohan, guests to our homes must share our bread with us, but I am afraid I have no bread to share. Kinred is the keeper of the food stores these days, and the food is well guarded in the log house. You should speak to Kinred, and he will honor the Rohirrim laws of hospitality. What do you do in Stangard?
The Rohirrim.
I guard this gate day in and day out. I rarely get enough rest, since there is no one here to take my place for a second shift. I wish I could do something more useful, but Cithric has ordered me to stay right where I am. Who is the real leader here?
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
It depends who you ask, I suppose. But since you're asking me, Stanric is the real commander at Stangard, always has been. Stanric is a good man, and he does his duty with pride and honor. It was always hard for him to make ends meet in Stangard, so many men resent him, but things have only gotten worse with Citric's arrival. But please do not repeat any of this.
I am not welcome here. Ah, I care not.
I love Nona's attitude.
Who
You
is
did
this woman?
Earlsmith
Why does
Explorer.
she carry a sword of my people?
Who is this woman, and why does she carry a sword of my people? You are a long way from home, stranger, and in the company of a Dunlending warrior witch. I do not like it. Afik glowers at you, his heavy-lidded gaze suspicious. This outpost may be beyond the borders of Rohan, but the law of Theoden King holds, and I cannot allow this warrior witch to pass unchallenged. Take the Rohirrim sword from her and present it to Horn atop Stangard, and see what he thinks. He is young, but in matters of swordcraft and history he is unrivaled. If he believes this woman is no threat, I will allow her to enter. Otherwise, she must remain outside the walls.
I will let you carry the sword, but do not let any of these men touch it.
This weapon may be the result of their swordcraft, but it is theirs no longer. Now it is the sword of my brother Wadu, and the chain of its heritage has been severed and made anew. Wadu's ghost wields it now. Nona studies you closely. Take it from this bag of my belongings. Bring it to this man Horn atop the village, but heed my words. Let none but you touch it, and return it to me when he is satisfied. Alright, here we have Earlsmith Explorer, Bandit Farm, Faded Capes, the Earlsmith Tower, and the Timmy Nests. Okay, we're gonna pick Nona's belonging. We'll need to take this top Stangard. I mean, I think this was the very first Rohirrim village we got to see in the game, and I loved it. Of course, every, or at least most Rohirrim villages after it, in East and West Rohan, did surpass what Stangard did, but the first time we saw it, it was so great. Here we have Horn, and let us talk to him, and I will tell you about Horn later.
Welcome to Stangard, such as it is. What is this sword you bear?
He reaches out for it, but you shake your head and keep it in your hands. He laughs quietly, and you tell him briefly of Nona, Wadu, and the sword. I see. This is a Rohirrim sword, but it is old. Very old. It strikes a memory in me, but I cannot place it. I wonder if it was fashioned before Errol the Young came out of the Northlands. He seems to reach a decision. I want to show you something. Return this curious weapon to your friend at the gate, with my regards, and tell her she is welcome to enter the village. I do not think either of you are our foes. Then meet me outside town by the Cuthstan. It is a large statue of two figures located among the Wailing Hills west of Stangard, and I think you should see it. Alright, we will go back to Nona in just a moment, but here we have met Horn. There are a couple things to say about Horn. First of all, and I didn't remember this the first time I met him, but Horn is actually mentioned in the books. Briefly mentioned after the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. He is one of the dead Rohirrim that are sung about after the battle is ended. And yeah, we'll get to know a lot more about Horn as we continue our adventure. Some people don't like the character. I do. I enjoyed my time with Horn, but what I wanted to tell you about him, something that I hadn't realized before, because the last time I played this was before the release of Riders of Rohan, but Horn initially had another design. He had a design very similar to Gata over here. He had a white Rohirrim tunic, blonde hair of course, but no beard, which is very different from what he is wearing now. This is the design of Horn that was created after the release of Riders of Rohan. And I am glad to see that the tapes added this outfit for Horn in Stangard as well. It creates continuity with the character. Here we have A milestone, can we use it? Yeah. We're gonna bind our milestone in Stangard. Oh, okay, no. We need to wait. We're too busy to do that. Let us try again, that seems weird. I know! It worked, okay. Because yeah, Stangard it's a more central location than Aldrich. Let us go back to Nona. We really need to drop this sword.
I have permission to enter? I will remain outside.
This village smells too much of horse and false dealing for me. Thank you for returning Wada's sword to me, Beriathan. I knew I could trust you. I am not so certain of these others.
You meet this man Horn at the Cuthstan. I will search elsewhere.
I have no interest in this town, Beriathan. These folk are the same as their brethren elsewhere and have nothing helpful to tell us. I will seek the meaning of your dream in the wild. You meet this man Horn at the Cuthstan. I will search elsewhere. Where did he say it was? The Wailing Hills to the west? Take care of yourself, Beriathan. Horn may seem to be a friend, but his people are treacherous and he will prove no different. Keep him at the length of your arm. Okay, well, I will keep your advice close at hand, but people of Gondor and the people of Rohan have been friends for countless years. So I do trust Horn, and all the people of Stangard for that matter. Alright, now I am trying to get a deed to trigger, but I'm not sure how to do it.
Friend.
Okay, so we have swift travel to Stangard. Awesome. Auction hall. Let us see if this works. Yeah, new deed, Stangard Explorer. This is awesome and quite difficult if I may say so as well. As you see here, there are 20 locations to explore in Stangard, most of which you will come to visit. Like the auction hall, the vault, the skirmish hall, maybe not so much, but it's there, the lock house, the met hall. But there are many other Stangard locations that are not necessarily related to quests that you can still visit. Here we have Dunstan's house. You remember Dunstan? That was the scout that was killed by orcs in Thinklad. We'll get to visit his house. I wonder if we will get to meet his family. There are many houses in here, but what it's important here to keep in mind is the abandoned house. To be able to access the abandoned house, you need to hit Kindred with the Riders of Stangard, I believe it was. Legendary item store. Okay. That counts. Okay, that counts. I need the Forge Master, if you don't mind.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
Awesome. So yeah, you can unlock most of the houses in Stangard, but here, ally with the Riders of Stangard. So it's not so hard. You still need to come back here
friend.
later.
Are you in need of my services?
Here's a Limelight Gorge trader. Okay, he has some titles for you. That's cool, but you still need reputation with him. Sterling tunic and trousers. Not a big fan, but I think it's here with the Stangard rewards vendor. Okay, Master in Stangard requires acquaintance. We're almost there. Shield of Stangard, that's for housing. He also has some legendary titles. What I wanted to check though was this. The Rohirrim tunic and trousers. It does clip with boots, but it's a really nice outfit. And here we have some extra rewards. but our standing once again is too low. Here is the tavern. Let us look for the storehouse. Okay, here's the task board. Oh yeah, gotta look for the storehouse to advance the quest. That is the abandoned house. What do we have here? Adalbert's house. And this was also the first time that we had a town as well built as Stangard. This was the first house, the first town that you could explore its buildings. Exploring 20 houses, it was amazing. It made Stangard feel like the biggest and most believable town to date in LOTRO. And it's still great, if you ask me. But it seems the lock house... Ah no, okay, no, this is not the lock house. So we need like to explore the watchtowers, the med hall, lock house, the skirmish hall, vault, more houses, the kennel, the stables, and more houses. So yeah, it seems the watchtowers are no part of that deed.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
The Moonlight Gorge, okay. You are headed west of Stangard. Well, let me give you a piece of advice, friend. Stay clear of the Moonlight Gorge if you know what is good for you. I have heard tale of orcs and the like raising trouble in the Wailing Hills. But I assure you they are not half as dangerous as the monstrosities wandering down in the gorge these days. If you do head on that way, just make sure to check in with Captain Agelbrid. You should at least know what you are getting into. So the Limelight Gorge is a fellowship area. It's recommended for you to be in a full fellowship before heading in there because the enemies in there are quite strong and can be quite challenging, or at least they were the last time I was there. I don't know, maybe today is not as difficult. Maybe we can do some of the quests in the Limelight Gorge on our own. I will certainly try because there are some deeds in there that I think are worth getting. Okay, here we have Kinred.
What brings you to these lands?
You're looking for rations, traveler. Who sent you? Stanric or Sithric? It was Saveric, you say? My apologies, but I cannot give out rations without the permission of the council. The laws here are higher now than the old laws of hospitality. You should speak with our leaders, I should say. They are in the med hall, and Gata would let you in. Kinred seems unable to say whether food can be shared with you. Okay.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Sithric is the man who will help Stangard. You mark my words, stranger. I serve him with my whole heart, for Stanric was useless. Sithric will be the one to bring about change here, you will see. So yeah, the town is divided. Oh my god, there are plenty of quests in here, it seems. Let us try and pick them out. So here we have the stables. Who's a good boy? You are a good boy too, Geralif, but I don't know, I enjoy being able to get into the stables, saying hi to the horses. Okay, I think this is the skirmish hall, yeah. Catwine's house. There doesn't seem to be any quest in here, so maybe all these rings that are showing up on the minimap are not quests yet? Dunstan's house, okay, so here's where the poor fellow came from. So who will live in here now that he's gone? What do we have here? Provisioner's home. Stangard kennel. Okay. Lots of dogs in here, but I already have mine. Abandoned house, okay. Brinston's house, Supplier's house, Wada's house, Stanric's house, Stangard Vault, and the Lock House. Okay. Let us continue then. We'll come to these other places eventually, I'm sure. What do we have here? Okay, so Supplier's home, cool. Okay. The vault. Nice. Okay. Legendary item vendor. Awesome. Okay, so you can get some items in here. What about titles? Can you get titles? Okay. No titles yet. Expert Scholar.
Welcome and well.
That's an awesome study. I will check those recipes later. Wada's home. Now, I remember there was a house in here in Stangard that also had a mirror. And I think it was also the first time that we got a mirror in which we could see our own reflections. That a lot of players like that detail a lot. I'm trying to remember which house was it. Was it in Stangard or was it in Eastern Rohan? Now I am not so sure, so if you do remember, please let me know. In any case, I will finish exploring all of this. Henrik's house, too far away? Can I enter now? Okay. Kinda small if you ask me, but who am I to criticize? Bernstein's house. Come down, girlie.
Will you aid the horse lords?
You may enter, traveler. My Captain Stanric can be found within. If it is hospitality you seek, Stanric will provide it. He is a good man. Stanric, our true leader, is within. Alas, that you will likely need to hear Citric as well. There are troubled times in Stangard. Discover the Met Hall, okay. Henrik, the commander, and Citric, envoy of the king.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Hail, friend! I am the captain of this outpost here in Stangard. Rather, I was the captain. It is complicated now. Nevertheless, you are welcome to break bread with us as our guest. Henrik's train of thought was interrupted by another standing nearby.
What brings you to these lands?
Stanric makes me laugh. He knows full well we have barely enough bread to share among his own men. You will need to earn your own bread, traveler. Stanric, this is exactly the sort of behavior that got you into this trouble to begin with. It would seem the leaders of Stangard are at odds. You are a fool, Stanric. Your failure to make reasonable decisions is what made my place here necessary.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Ithric has been sent by Theoden King and is an advisor of Edoras. I have no power over him, and he asserts his will in all that goes on here. I am sorry that we cannot welcome you here more warmly, according to our traditions, Beriathan, but if you wish to do my men a kindness, you may help them with their duties. Gadai is a good man, and will know where you can begin. Alrighty then, so we'll talk to Gadai. Let us go outside the meat hall. Alright, so here we are. Outside. Is there any other quest? Did I miss anything? No, I don't see it. Yeah, those quest ranks on the minimap can be a little deceiving at times. So yeah, we are ready to proceed with our journey through the Great River. So join me next time where we will talk to Gada and we will begin helping the men of Stangard. For the time being, this has been today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures, so I thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.